average 5 to 10 inches in size, but often you see them 14 to 15 inches, looking almost 3 pounds in this area. Okay, the lifespan is typically 7 years, and they're prolific spawners. These fish spawn in the springtime, just like a largemouth. They guard their nest, they build a nest, they guard it, the males will hang around and guard the nest. They're very aggressive feeders. These fish will eat anything that gets in front of them. Their main source consists of aquatic insects, they'll eat crayfish, and they'll eat every other, obviously minnows if they follow in the stream, but most importantly, they'll eat any small fish from another species. Whether it's going to be pike or baby walleye or baby bass, they will eat it. They spawn typically once ice is out, they will spawn 3 or 4 weeks after once the water temperatures start reaching about 57 degrees. Okay, so from 57 to 65 degree temperature, these fish will move into the shallow cold waters of many bays, build their nests and spawn. The females, okay, will spawn with several different males throughout the course of the spawning season, and it can range up to 200,000 eggs. These fish are very, very good at spawning. Now that you know a little bit about the fish themselves, and I get a bit of background information, here's your challenge. You head out to the lake. It's giant. Let's take Lake Simcoe, for example. Where do you start on Lake Simcoe? Where would you start for crappie? You've got acres upon hundreds of thousands of acres of water. Here's the thing you remember. When you're looking for fish, the first thing is, as soon as ice is out, these fish will move to the warmest water in the area. The warmest water, if you come to think of it, will usually be in back creeks, canals, and marinas.
He's not worth taking a picture.
Now, the reason that water...
Oh.
Yeah, later. When the fall happens on ice out, you get all that snow melting. It runs off into the back canal, creating a little bit of dirty water. That dirty water in turn absorbs the sun. When it absorbs the sun, it will naturally heat up faster than, let's just say, clear water. The other thing you want to know about locating them is, okay, so great, I know I'm looking for canals and marinas. Well, there's hundreds of them around the Simcoe. Where do you start? North end, middle of the lake, south end. Well, here's the trick for you. I'll use my driveway as a perfect example to show you the comparison. My driveway faces north. My house faces north. Across the street, obviously, my neighbor faces south. Well, you get that spring day, sun's out. I look at my neighbor's driveway. There's absolutely no snow left on his driveway. His driveway's nice and warm, it's dry. I come home and I've got a winter wonderland on my driveway. Why? When the sun comes up, it naturally comes out from the east. On the southern hemisphere, it swings across to the west. So my house is actually creating shade on my driveway. This is the same principle of the lake. The southern section of the lake will warm up later than the northern section. It's very key to remember. Okay, so now you're looking at it and go, okay, I got the Simcoe, that's a pretty big lake. I know I'm looking for canals, I'm looking for marinas. I'm on the north side of the lake. Okay, you just eliminated 95% of Lake Simcoe. You made your job a lot easier to finding crappie. Temperature being the next important factor. So now you're on the north section of the lake, it's a nice sunny day. You know, you're in a canal. What do you use to get in there? Naturally, you use your electronics. A temperature sensor on a fish finder is invaluable when finding spring crappie. Typically what I will do is I will drive out, let's just say for example the main lake is sitting at 42 degrees right now. The main lake is 42 degrees, I'm driving into the back canal, I get to the bay in front of me, and oh my god, wow, it's 28 degrees. That's great, it's a good start. Then I start reaching the mouth of this little canal, and I'm going to drive back about 500 meters into the canal. And I keep an eye on my graph, and I keep going 49, 50, 52, 53. I get to the back of the canal, it's 58 degrees. 16 degrees warmer than the main lake. What's that going to tell you? A, the minnows will be in there. The minnows are going to go to the first available water because that's where the first plankton and stuff will grow. So they're feeding in there. Or the crabs are feeding there. Naturally, they're feeding on the minnows. So now you've located them. So, if you get that done, another problem might arise that, let's just say you get to a mountain canal, and, oh, well, yeah, it's only about 3 degrees warmer in the main lake. So it's north-west, your canal faces north-south, and putting all that warm water out the lake. Where are the crappie? They're not going to be in there because it's only a few degrees warmer. They will be on the first available weed cover out in front of that canal. Okay, so now you think about it, you look back and you say, all right, I'm on the north side, okay. I'm in a canal or a marina. I found some dirty water. It's warmer. Well, you're 3/4 way done. You're about 19 minutes between you cracks. have a cold front situation in your bay and you're fishing these areas, like I said, try to pull yourself out. Don't be afraid. If you go in there and there's no crappies in those areas, pull yourself out to the first hill. You'll be fishing at 6 to 8 feet of water on fresh speed. Now you've got them locked down. You're holding your fish. All right, I know exactly where they are. So you go into a back canal and there's 6 docks, and let's just say, for example, that this canal runs north and south. You've got an east wind blowing in here. Nothing major, just a nice little ripple. Where do you start? You start on the docks on the right side, which is the east side, or you start on the west side. One thing to remember with crappie fishing is that crappie use the wind as a triggering factor for feeding. That's what I do. A flat water situation with the east side docks and the local can be sheltered, much like standing behind your house for a minute. You'll have very flat water in that area. That flat water, in turn, those fish won't be that aggressive. You might look up to the dock and see them there, and they'll be suspended. Just maybe a foot under the water. They're a little tougher to catch. So my first thing would be is, I'm going to head over to the west side. Why? It's got a little bit of wind blowing on it. It can be a little more aggressive. I know if I go in there, odds are better than I'm going to catch them off that side. Okay, so now you're 99.5% done. You know where, when, how, what do you use? I'm going to go through a few tours. And a few situations where I go through. This is my first one. Let's just say I'm going into that canal. Naturally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use something like this. The little tiny things that are making. I'm going to take this bait. I'm going to throw it out there. As I'm going in slowly, I'm going to throw it in. Now, I'll throw you this in the water. Well, that's nice. Remember that? Into the water. It's nothing more than a tiny version of a spinnerbait. If you can easily work this across, and flow back. The nice thing about this bait is that you can work it at any depth. If you're at a 6-foot deep flat, you're going into that back area, just let it go over the bar, reel it up a bit, let it fall, reel it up over the beach, let it fall, stay this way. This is a great bait to figure out if the fish are in the area. If you happen to catch one, then you can slow down and I'll show you the other methods to work with. The other bait that I like to use when I'm looking at it, I'll grab that now. One of the best baits to use for when you're fishing for a meat spot. It's the PPS spring rod. Very natural. Smoke with a bit of green silver and blue weapon. Looks exactly like an emerald shiner. You take this bait, I've got this rib on a 1/16-ounce jig head. I'll take it out, I'll flip it out there. Hopefully you can see it falling down. Let it fall to the bottom. Lift it up, let it fall. That's the simple as you're doing it. You lift it up, let it fall. By doing this, what you do is, there's a fish that ate it right there. I'll call you a crappie. This lead here will help you work the non-heavy cover that's going to be there for traction. Let's just say you're working the beach flat in front of the dock, or the beach hook. They will come up and they will pound on the thing as it's falling. And your hit 99% of the time is going to come as it stays falling down in the water. This is great for bang cast. Say you get to the area that's got an open flat, bang cast the thing. Your first cast is supposed to be this way. Put your first cast out there. Put it left, work it another 10 feet over to the right, 10 feet over, 10 feet over your straight to right. Work your way in corners across in front of your boat. And then you fork it a little more. And you bang cast the area until you look at it. So now, if you work this area, you might have caught a couple. You're not catching a whole bunch of things there's a lot there. What do you do? My number one bait for crappie. Flip float and a micro feed. Now what this is really cool because this flip float here has a hole that goes right through the center of it. And you can see I put it on my line and slide up and down my line. What I've got here is what they call a bobber stop. Still bait feed. They're on the section. They're in the crappie section. This flip float here, it comes on a filled tube like a straw. It's tied up. What you do is you put the line through the straw, grab the actual material, slide the straw out, and you grab the two tag ends and pull. And what it creates is a knot around the line. Okay? When you have this knot now, it's trying to snug on your line, so you can easily adjust it up and down. And what this does, you just stop your float from going up your line with your bobber stop. In between the float and the bobber stop, have a bead. And what this does, this stops the bobber stop from getting into a little hole on your flip float. Like I said underneath, all this is a 1/8 ounce. You had it flipped into PPS GPS will actually offer you all your fishing for certain coordinate blade speed. They can switch to. I'll tell you how they look before you walk. Don't activate that phone down. Just try and bend it right underneath there. This big rainbow is come and look at it, right? And what you can do essentially is when you're using stuff like this, you can move it, pass it up into the dock, and there's Crappie looking at it. And if he's not interested, you can take it a couple of times. Get him to pull his picture back towards it. Now say you're wearing a dock and the dock is 6 feet deep. You've got to figure out how deep those fish are actually sitting in that water column. Well, this is the greatest thing about a flip boat. It's easy to do.